Welcome to the channel, Sprinkle Sprinkle. I'm not going to be on here very long. I have somewhere to go, but we're going to be talking about being too unbothered. So, if you guys are just gathering, make sure y'all press the like button, sprinkle, sprinkle. And before a lot of people get in here into the live chat, if y'all don't have my books, y'all need to get I Bring Nothing to the Table. And these are both on Amazon, and The Wisdom of SheRaSeven. These are both going to be on Amazon. And if you are already reading one of those books or wanting to get one, here is the link to send one to your friend if they don't have it, and one to send it to yourself if you don't have it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about staying and being too unbothered. This is when people actually complain about how unbothered you are or ask a million questions as to why you're not bothered by this. It's almost as if they want you to be bothered. So the best way to deal with this, because a lot of people start to feel like you're insensitive or you don't have any feelings and da 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 da. It's not that you're insensitive or that you don't have any feelings. It's just that you don't have any feelings for them or for whatever it is they're trying to make you feel bothered about. It's not that you don't have them. It's just that you don't have them about the certain circumstance or the the certain people. Okay. And the reason why a lot of women have become so unbothered lately is because they're starting to see that a lot of people try to bother them on purpose. And when they start to see a pattern emerge where people feel like they're doing certain things to trigger or bother someone on purpose, it's almost like, okay, well, it still doesn't bother me because it bothers me less when I see you're trying to do it on purpose. So it makes it worse. So if you're really trying to get at someone, just leave them alone, and they probably will still be unbothered, but not super unbothered. You know what I mean? Because if you're putting in a lot of effort to bother someone, it seems as if you are the bothered one. Okay. So ladies are unbothered these days because there's too much out there now. There's too much fun to be had, too many places to visit, too many men who are interested or in the DMs, too many friends, too many books to read, too many stores to shop in. I mean, we have everything at our fingertips now due to the internet. Um, People literally spend hours scrolling through their online feed and staying unbothered. So, too much abundance to be bothered. Exactly. People are living in more abundance these days, and so they're typically unbothered when it comes to certain things like relationships or, friendships or, problems at work if you have a job or, worrying about things that doesn't really matter. And a lot of stuff that people used to stress over and be bothered about, people, especially the younger people, aren't caring as much anymore because they don't have to. They know it's going to be fine and they don't care if it is. If it's not, they'll find a different way to deal with the problem. And some people are bothered by unbothered people. And when I say this, it means like, okay, so if someone is unbothered that you don't care, that you haven't shown enough emotion, if you're not giving enough affection or attention, it's not your problem. It's their problem. So for example, I know a lot of you ladies always ask, well, what if the guy I'm seeing says that I'm not affectionate enough and I don't call him and talk to him and text him first, or if I'm not, you know, acting super interested in him, they say I'm not affectionate and I don't give them enough attention. Well, you know, tell them you're not giving them enough money. They're not giving you enough money for that much attention. You don't give me enough money either. I guess we even. More money means more attention. Duh. You know, y'all know I have to throw that in there every time. You're not paying for that much attention. You're not paying for me to be bothered enough with you. You're not allowing me the abundance and the provisions that make me want to keep checking up on you and making sure that you are, going to be there to provide more things because, or, give me what I want or take me shopping when I want. You're not giving that, but you expect other people and, a person to give you all this attention because you did one thing. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to give more. The more attention you want, the more you have to give. That's just the society that we live in these days. So um, we stay unbothered too quick now because we understand the ebb and flow. Where before, more people were hoping and wishing versus knowing and and creating and manifesting. So we live in a whole different type of mentality. Manifesting and knowing and having standards is different from wishing, hoping, and wanting. It's two different worlds. So you have to make sure that when you say I'm unbothered and you stay unbothered, it's because you know that you don't need or you're not getting what you need from whatever circumstance, person, or issue that's supposed to quote unquote be bothering you. um, they said the last Dusty you dealt with kept telling me that I was too nonchalant, no money, no. Okay. You don't want to be overly emotional and invested in a man. No, you don't. Uh, After a certain amount of BS from people, you see how life really works and you cannot be bothered anymore by anyone. That's correct. Um, there's such a thing as too unbothered. Yeah, there's such a thing as too unbothered. It means you just don't care. It's like, whatever, do what you want. Uh, you said so unbothered, there's a typo. I'm sure there is. Y'all know I'm the typo queen. I can always go back and fix that though. So, thank you. So, yeah, we're going to stick to questions and statements about this channel because I don't know if sometimes people click on my videos and they don't know which channel they're on. So, could y'all please check before y'all ask questions and things like that? We'd be greatly appreciated and show that, you can read even if there's a typo. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, okay, so yes, being too unbothered means like a lot of people don't realize that when people move on with their lives and on to the next level and things like that, they're not bothered by what they left behind, by what they're not doing anymore, the people that are no longer in their lives. They're not really bothered by that if you see them, thriving and doing their own thing. Um, and sometimes when people are always, asking you about things from the past and things, do you still do this? Do you still do that? It's almost like people are trying to drag you into a place where you have obviously are not right at this moment. And if you are, why are they asking you about past? You know what I'm saying? So to me, when people ask you about the past, a lot of times it's being a little bit too nosy. Why don't you ask me about my present and my future? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to focus on the past because they don't see in the present or the future. They just keep looking back. And when you keep looking back, like you're not moving forward. So don't look back, baby. Um If you're gonna ask, like a lot of people keep sending me these dumb questions, and I'm not saying you guys. I'm just saying a lot of people will ask me, "Do you still do this?" I still breathe. I still get up in the morning. I still go to the bathroom. Yes, I still do a lot of the regular functions that I do, but like to me, when people ask, "Do you still do this and do you still do that?" If I did, I would be up here shamelessly promoting it, and you would be being offered coupon codes for it and all of the above. I still have my books on Amazon, and y'all can go get them. All right, I'm still selling the vintage mystery boxes. There's um, there's a few left. I'm still selling my luxury inspired planners. Definitely levelupcosmetics.us. So like you still go to Dollar Tree? Well, I still go to all those stores. Yes, I do. So definitely, when you're unbothered, stay unbothered and don't feel as if you have to explain everything to everyone as to why you're unbothered. Just say, I don't care and move along. Um, yes. And a lot of you guys, it's kind of like, is it possible to be unbothered in late 30s single when the clock is ticking? Um, Honestly, I don't know because I've never been in that situation, but if my clock was ticking, I would find the richest man and get to talking. Ticking and talking, okay? Girl, just go for the money at that point. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, like yet ain't I wouldn't be picky. You got money, you got them six figures. Is it rising? How's your portfolio looking? Is it getting bigger each year? Okay, let's get it. Bam. Okay. We'll worry about the logistics later. Okay. All the time you don't watch a lot of okay, y'all are watching. Y'all talking to each other. Okay. Um, you said I'm not too bougie for the Dollar Tree now. People that act okay, I'm not too bougie for any store because I can shop anywhere. When you say, "Oh, I'm too bougie for this place," unless it's the neighborhood you're too bougie for, because I know a lot of people associate certain stores with certain neighborhoods. If you live in a nice neighborhood, there are going to be different locations of different stores that are actually really nice to shop in. Now, I've seen some ratchet Dollar Trees in back in the day, believe. But when you live in a nice neighborhood, the Dollar Trees are super nice. Okay. Just like the grocery stores are super nice. The banks are super nice. Everything is super nice. So when people ask, when people don't realize that there's very nice locations of different stores, yes, I shop at the Dollar Tree because it's very nice where I live. Okay. They have displays and all this type of stuff. They have color coded, shelves and things like that, and advertisements and, music and lighting now, not just those cheap, what you call it, neon lights. Like it just depends on where you live. So no, I'm too bougie for the Dollar Tree in the hood. Yes, I ain't going there, but not too bougie for the Dollar Tree down the street in my neighborhood. No, okay. Y'all have to remember that. Like not everybody live where everybody live. Sometimes like Dollar Tree to you means something totally different than it needs to be. All right. When you have confidence, you can shop anywhere. Yeah, like you don't have this like a lot of people who grew up poor or with I don't know. They have a feeling that they have to have the best, they have to buy the best, they have to purchase the best in order to feel like they have something and they've accomplished something. That's how you recognize like new money or people that came from poverty. They tend to buy a lot of name brands and spend too much money that they don't really have, trying to impress others because they didn't have it growing up. So I understand that, But when you get to a certain point, it's like you don't need to do that anymore. You can shop pretty much anywhere you want. It's fine. So once a lot of people get past that stage, then they'll see. But I understand that stage, especially if you're young and you're growing up and you finally got your own job or some man giving you money, you want to go and buy some cute stuff, some name brand stuff, that's fine. But after a while, it's kind of like it doesn't matter after that anymore. As long as you can have the lifestyle you want, that's all that matters. And staying unbothered by not having to live up to the standards that society puts in place for you so that you can go into debt is very interesting. There are people in debt who drive nice cars, live in nice houses, have name brand clothes, nails done, hair done, but they live in debt. So I really don't feel like I would be bothered by that. It would be like, okay, I'm living a lie. I would be bothered by that. I would rather live below my means or right at my means than to live higher than my means and be in debt just so I can look a certain way and feel a certain way to people that don't care. Okay. Um, and a lot of people stay unbothered by what people think about them unless those people are who they are trying to impress. So that's why I say, don't care too much about what everyone thinks of you. If whoever you're trying to impress or who's ever trying to impress you is kind of all that really matters at a certain point. I think we care too much about what other people think and not enough about what we think and concerned about what, the closest people to us may feel or think or how they're affected by, how we act, think, or look. So just make sure you're not doing stuff for everyone else who don't even like you. Okay. Yeah. I think a lot of people, the younger they are, the more they do stuff for people that don't like them. And the older they get, the less they do for people that don't like them. And then eventually they're only doing things for people that matter and for people that treat them, the same or equal. That's just the pattern. I think it just comes with age and wisdom. So maybe that's what it is. And I think the older that people get, the less bothered they become as well. But I think if we can learn how to be unbothered at a younger age, we can also make wiser decisions and stay more in control of emotions and not get caught up and make a lot of the mistakes that a lot of young people make and save yourself the trouble and the money and the all the rigmarole. So that's why being unbothered is so important. And learning it at a young age and practicing it. Now, everybody's not going to be perfect. You're not going to stay unbothered always for every situation, but you can practice being unbothered, is what I'm saying. The more you practice being unbothered, the less people will try to bother you because they're not getting the reaction that they're trying to get. They're not getting the reaction that they want. What they want is a reaction. And when there is no reaction, then it seems like they're bothered and trying harder than you are even, giving them the attention to be bothered with. So, mhm. If Shira mentions if your partner start acting different, do you do the same? But do we bring it up? No. Honestly, I've learned if your partner starts acting different, then they probably something has changed and they're acting different. So you understand that they're acting different. And so you're not going to treat them the same. You're going to start, pulling away and doing something else, like putting more emphasis on whatever it is you're interested in and da 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 da, and making changes in your life as well. Because if they wanted to share whatever it is with you and wanted to be honest with you about what they're doing differently, they would. If they don't, they're not. But, everybody has their need to change or act different, but it doesn't mean that you have to be bothered by it. It means either you deal with it or you don't. There, you know, Well, you never have true access if you are too busy trying to look, act, and think to impress other people. They want you to remain on their low level. Agree. But, don't worry about them. Worry about what's most important. Um, you're unbothered by the struggle of grown men. He needs his mama's help, not mine, exactly. Yeah, that's why I try to stay off Facebook because there's too many dusty memes on Facebook. I don't know if there's a lot of dusty memes on Instagram because I don't follow any dusties, but on Instagram, but on Facebook, I've had Facebook for over 10 years. And so I don't know who dusty and who not because back in the old days, if people just friended you or sent a request and you just clicked everybody because you was trying to get the numbers, right? So I don't know who dusty and who not on my Facebook, but I be seeing some dusty posts and I'm like, what in the dustiness is this? Like there are literally men still thinking women are going to go 50-50, and there are literally pick still out there talking about building. Y'all need to buy them a tool set, a hammer, and a construction worker belt for Christmas. I'm just very sick of seeing it, and I had to go take a Pepto Bismol tablet after I get off Facebook because my stomach be hurting. Because and I try to stay unbothered, but like the more videos I have thousands of videos. Why is Pick still trying to build? Why is Barbara still trying to build? Why are all these women with these dusty men trying to build? They still haven't built nothing. I'll be waiting to see what they building. Bad credit, bad relationships. What they building? So, I have yet to see them build anything worthy. Okay. By the time it's halfway built or almost finished being built, the dusty is gone with another chick. After something else is being built, you know, Big Pick Misha or Barbara the Builder got 5 kids and he gone and nowhere to find to pay child support. Like, what is it? I don't see what it is. And I see all these people on Facebook and talking about building, and I need a woman that can do this, and I'm gonna build with my man, and this, and ain't nothing being built. The only thing being built is the child support roster and the single parent rate over there. Nobody got a business. Everybody's still clocking in. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like somebody cheating, one look better than the other one flipping the other one's tax check. I mean, what the heck? I'm getting tired of seeing the dustiness. That's why I don't go on Facebook that much no more. It's too much dust over there. I mean, sneezing, needing allergy pills to even go over there. I need to just start all over and delete everybody that was quote unquote friends and start just following the stuff I need to see because I don't know how I'm gonna do that. It's over 5,000. So why do people think they can fall in love with someone online? A lot of people fall in love wherever they go. I don't know. They fall in love in the sewer. Who knows? But at the same time, I feel like people are, going to do what they're going to do anyway. And a lot of dusty people are still trying to build with these Pick and Barbara the Builder women. And it's very sad to me because one day one of them is going to wake up and realize they fell for the okie doke. And they will be bothered because like Pick like there's so many people that have fell victim to dustiness and they have to literally get over the dust because they spent a lot of their life trying to build with somebody who was never going to stay or build with them. They just built a lot of their lifestyle um, hoping and wishing instead of manifesting and creating for some dusty to change And then they're mad when it doesn't happen. They get mad. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Yes. So y'all make sure, like when you like I used to back in the day, I used to go into those posts of Pick Misha, Dusty, and Barb the Builder and go in there and start typing. I don't do that anymore. I'm unbothered by them now. I am so unbothered. I mean, like you somebody gotta work at Taco Bell. Somebody gotta work that drive through. Somebody gotta work that customer service. So and y'all go ahead, baby. Uh, and I've actually sadly had to start thinking that way. Like I'm not gonna chime in anymore under someone's stupid post or comment. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I hope you get the position as night manager, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, all right. You said, what if he's rich but drinks too much? I don't know. Like, get online and start shopping when he drunk. Girl, it's credit card. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, and I don't see a lot of women doing that anymore either. So I know the leveled up women are being more unbothered and they're not commenting under these dusty posts or Barbara the Builder and Pick Misha posts anymore. They're just letting it be. They're just saying, you know what? We're not even going to associate with you. We're not going to try to correct you because when I go through that drive through, I need my order. And when I call customer service and want to talk to a human, I need you to be there for me. And so, y'all gonna need them little odd and end jobs, Dusty and Pick Me and Barbara the Builder jobs, second jobs in case your man get quote unquote laid off 2 weeks after y'all get together and he move in. Whatever the case is, I'm gonna need some assistance. And so I can depend on that set of people who fall for the okey doke, Barbara the Build with a man, a grown man at that. Um, a man who breaks up his family because he's not getting the respect at home because Pick Misha can't respect Dust. And so, a lot of this will just create all this mess. And I'm unbothered by it anymore. I'm not bothered by it anymore because that's what they created by accepting less and having less standards. And I wish people would get my books. I wish y'all would just send this to a random Pick Misha and Barbara Bill. Don't just send it anonymously. I don't even care. This could help them. You know, if y'all want to donate some money for Christmas, donate it to the Pick Misha Fund and send them a book. Donate these to the Barbara the Builder Fund and just send them an anonymous book. They might change if they start reading this. They just might. They might read one line that will change everything. Okay? They might read one line and that might be it. You never know. So, how to grow in love with someone and not fall in love? I think growing in love takes a lot of patience, time, and giving the person the space and the freedom to be themselves so that you know who you're really growing in love with. When people fall in love, they try to fake it, be on their best behavior, not say what they really want, and letting either the man kind of run with the relationship and kind of, the woman kind of loses herself sometimes, or the man loses himself sometime in a relationship because they're too busy trying to stay in that love stage. Growing in love is basically learning each other, allowing each other the space to be themselves, and accepting the flaws and all of each person. and not having to act a certain way. That's how you grow in love. Everything else, falling, you know, you gotta get back up eventually. And if you fell too quick and didn't learn all the ins and outs and flaws and things about this person, you're not going to stay in love. So it won't really matter. You said your sister did not understand your video. They may not understand it until one of the scenarios happens to them. Then they'll be like, "Oh, I remember that video where that lady was talking about the same thing, Barbara the Builder." And it might just click, and they might go back and find my video or find a book or whatever. But a lot of ladies have done that. They didn't agree with what I said. They didn't understand my videos, but when it happened to them, they remembered and they found the channel again, or they ordered the books. Do I believe in astrology? I don't. I believe in the Cash App. My sign is $sign SheRaSeven. If y'all want to donate, sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. um. Thank you. Appreciate you. Sure. If a 50-50 girl looks beautiful, is that means we have to work more harder on our looks? No, it means you need to hand the other half of them bills over to that man you sleeping with in your house, who's basically a roommate. Okay. Hand that other stack of bills on over to your roommate that you're sleeping with, or either stop sleeping with him. That is my best advice. If you're sleeping with a man who is asking you for money, then that's your roommate, not a relationship. And that's how it's always going to be. I would never marry somebody that want me to go 50-50 because why would I marry my roommate? Okay. So I'm not marrying my roommate. 'Cause why marry your roommate when you could still date and have a roommate? Okay, no. A lot of girls get fooled into the 50-50 because their man talks about it. Oh, I need a woman that can do this and is not afraid to do this and independent and build with me and all that kind of stuff. Well, good luck. Y'all find it. I need a man who can build by himself, get it done by himself, and then go get the woman he wants instead of trying to find, you know, some free labor. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle, especially a female labor. And how do you deal with jealous coworkers? Don't even deal with them. Don't even bother. Okay, don't pay any bills, but you want him to be more ambitious. He's 31. Then come back when he's 41. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If he's 31 and you want him to be more ambitious, go through the house, get you a box. If there's video games, throw them in that box. Okay? And go give them away or sell them. Replace those games and consoles with books on how to get paid. And maybe you'll have a chance. Okay? But if he's sitting there, if he has any type of game, then come back when he's 41, okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. If he still got that game or on a different game, then just don't come back. He said, I'm gonna get that woman killed. No, I'm not. That's her cue to leave, basically. That's her cue to say, this grown man who you want to be a grown man is still playing video games. Okay. He doesn't have bookshelves that he actually uses. He's not a man, he's still a boy. So how can you expect him to be ambitious when he gets home from, whatever job he has that he probably is not satisfied with, and he gets on a game instead of opening a book or figuring out how to start a business or get more money, then how is he supposed to be ambitious? He's not, because he doesn't have the habits of an ambitious man. He got the habits of a child, and that's what you're going to get for the next 10 years if you don't, open the eyes, baby. That's why a lot of women don't deal with men their own age or young men, because they're still playing and wet behind the ears. You know what I'm saying? What do you call a man who got money but want you to borrow money from him? Hold on, that makes no sense. Chase Bank. And every time they send me a credit card application or you qualify for a loan, I tear it up and throw it away because I have my own money. And I would never borrow money from a man. If you're going to gift me money, thank you. I'm not borrowing it from you. That's ratchet. Give me my money or keep your money. I get it from someone else who don't need me to pay them back. Okay? Um, I would just look at them crazy like, borrow? Nah, you keep it, go here. I get it somewhere else where I don't have to pay it back. Um, when you marry your husband, you quit your management job, and that was one of the best days of your life. You had 30 female employees, and they used to be so annoying. Okay. Um, a man talking about borrow can get out of my face. Exactly. Um, yeah, I don't even know like why people. I don't know why women entertain this. Like, where I know a lot of women didn't find my channel or, have certain standards in place when the man said this thing, but why would you allow them to even finish the sentence? I would be like, don't worry about it. I do not borrow money. If you're not going to give it to me, don't worry about it. I will get it somewhere else. A lot of women need to speak their mind if men are trying to treat you a certain way. You don't allow that because you're setting the tone for how they're going to treat you from then on out. You need to tell them, sorry, I don't borrow. If you're not going to give it to me, then I really don't need it that bad. I can get it somewhere else. Bye. He said he won't interest on it. Okay. Is it true that men like peace? It's very true that men like peace, and it's also very true that women like money. So, in order to have peace, you must also have some money, sir. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Or stay single. A man is in his building stage, despite that he's providing for me money allowance. Is it worth it? As long as he's not asking you to build and you're happy with what you're getting. Um, Ask me things about my present and my future, not anything about my past. Yes. How I know how y'all feel about jobs, but jobs can also give you access to high value men. I don't call them high value. If they working at the same place as me, they need no high value. They need to be owning it. They need to be priceless. Okay. So y'all gotta understand that. Like, if you working at the same place, unless you the owner, no thanks. Um, unless you can make it so I don't have to work here no more, no thanks. You know, because you could meet those same men at wherever they go have lunch and not have to work. That's what we used to do back in. That's what we used to do. We used to go eat around the area where all the businessmen would go have lunch. We ain't gonna work. And they end up paying for our lunch. So a lot of times, women, you don't have to have a job to meet men that have jobs. Okay, you just have to go on their lunch break um, to the nice place around the corner, sit at the bar in the bar area, be looking good, not talking about work, giving them something to look forward to when they get off work if they want to stop out for happy hour and whatnot. Um, so yeah, I would never, unless you don't have time to date or go out or go to lunch and you have to work and you could only date people at your work because you don't have any other time to do anything with. That's understandable. But as long as they're paying for stuff, paying for the date, not asking you to build and all this kind of stuff, that's okay. But I feel like that's not your target. That shouldn't be your target. Um, that should just be, for fun. He said if you meet him at work, he will expect you to work. Oh my goodness. You said a man with a career, not a job. Okay. Yeah. As long as his salary can cover both of y'all's expenses. When when you were dating your husband, you told him you don't want to work anymore. I was very stressed, and as soon as we married, I quit. Didn't even give him any notice. Just never went back. Good for you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What do I think about a 32-year-old man who says I provide and protect because women spend so much money on dressing up? I don't really think unless is he putting his money where his mouth is? Words don't mean a lot to me. I need proof. So that will be my response. Well, I need proof. All right. Proof, baby. Okay. All right. So moving forward. You said provide and protect my bank account first. Okay. Online dating is a cesspool of garbage. That's funny. Trying to read some of these questions. Okay, Star Ruby, member in the house, sprinkle sprinkle. Okay, so staying unbothered, even when people, especially men who you're rejecting or don't really want to deal with, are trying to persuade you to give them a chance or trying, to disrespect you for not wanting to deal with them. Stay unbothered. Like, I'm sorry you feel that way. There's nothing I can do about that. Instead of reacting negatively and being upset and, getting your feelings hurt, just apologize that they feel that way. Y'all know, nice, nasty. I'm so sorry you feel that way, but there's really nothing I can do about it. But I hope you find the type of woman that you are looking for. And I wish you nothing but the best. You know, because a lot of times men need to hear that to realize you're unbothered. And no matter what they say, no matter what they spew out of their mouths, whether how bad it is or whatever, it's not bothering you, which means they're the ones that's overreacting and emotional about the whole thing. And it's giving you the upper hand of being more logical, calm, pulled together person and making them look like, like they're having a temper tantrum. So you just make sure you're you're not offended and you smile and you thank them for their time and energy and like, you know what? You know, I am so sorry you feel that way and I'm sorry that you had to waste any time and energy on this whole conversation at all, but I really hope that you find exactly what you're looking for and are going to be happy. So, I mean, what are they going to say to that? You're too unbothered. Literally, that's too unbothered. But it also gives them a wake up call that it ain't gonna happen. Mhm. I never had the problem of persistent men. I've never gotten gifts, even from Dusty down the block. Need to level up more. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You need to do the most. Okay. That should be your goal one day. Just don't leave your house until you look like somebody want to do something for you, baby. Okay? That's your goal. Not that you look clean and decent, but that you look so good somebody want to do something for you. If you can't leave your house like that, then stay home, baby. Just have that mentality so that you can experience that at least a couple times, okay? Now, you don't have to do that every day, but until you can get that done, keep doing it. Keep saying, "I'm not leaving my house looking like nobody wants to do anything for me." Mhm. Sure, isn't it bad if man approaches you, but just seeing you once, wouldn't that mean he does it to many women? I feel like a lot of times when men only see women one time, it's because they don't feel like, to me, I don't know, I can't speak for all men, but if I were a man and I only wanted to see a woman one time, it means that I really am not going to put any effort into anything, into any part of that date, any part of that relationship, or energy for that one time enough to follow up and see, anything else. So it kind of means you don't care. You know what I mean? Just like a lot of women will go on a first date for food and drinks, or a lot of women will date a man just because of how he looks and this, and that, and not really expect it to turn into any type of relationship because they're really seeking out somebody with some real money. And so they're not expecting you to, call back or be all up in their face and stuff like that. So a lot of times it comes with the territory and you got to know who you're dealing with. Hmm. How not to get attached with in a relationship. Have more than one going at the same time. Men know we want to use them. They, a lot of men know that, and so they try to set out on using us first, but that's not how it works. Um, if a woman wants to use you, that is your opportunity and chance to change her mind and to keep you and to do more with you than just to use you. That is your opportunity to shine and be worthy. If a man just wants to use a woman, I just want to use her for this, you know, if that's all he has on his mind and he can't afford her anyway, then if she does change his mind about I just want to use her, what can he do? So a lot of times people need to understand that even when you are put in the circumstance to use a person, their mind can be easily changed depending on your personality, how you handle them, and so on and so forth. Mhm. Okay. Men are trainable, just have to be strategic. Uh-huh. So, you said men be mad because I don't want a relationship. Well, sometimes you don't see them as relationship material sometimes. Men have to be relationship material in order for women to want relationships with them. If you're all over the internet spewing out stuff about video games and building and going 50-50, you're not relationship material. Okay. So don't get mad if a woman doesn't see you as relationship material, if you're a man who isn't willing to be in a relationship the correct way. Mhm. You said going on dates with a guy. He pulled away. How to react when he comes back? Should I ignore for a few days or act like nothing happened? I always act like nothing happened because I'm staying unbothered. Like, honestly, I stay so unbothered. It's just like a stray dog or a stray cat. They come back and eat when they're hungry or anything like that. Especially if it's just online. If it's in real life, then they need to pay. Okay, we need to. I'll meet you at the door with my sunglasses, purse, and keys, and we'll be going to the mall or wherever the car dealership. But if it's just online, that's nothing to be bothered about. That's just how people online have manners. You know what I'm saying? That's online manners. I remember people used to get sad and offended when people just stopped texting when text messaging came out. Instead of saying goodbye, see you later, talk to you later, they just stopped texting. We live in society where you don't have it's not your obligation to text someone back every time or say goodbye after every text. You know what I'm saying? And the term like ghosting online is so common that you now it's almost like you expect to be ghosted and to also ghost other people when you're needing to ghost people. Oh, hello, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle. Appreciate that. You say you're gonna call the pound? Yeah. Like to me, it doesn't bother me. If it's in real life and you live in my house and we share a residence and things like that, oh yeah, we're gonna have to go shop. We're gonna have to go to dealership. We're gonna have to do something. Okay. We're gonna have to go get online and shop or something. We're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to send me some gifts, all of that. We're gonna have to do that again. While you gone, I'm gonna be making up my Amazon wish list for you to check it off before you get back. Okay. Um, doesn't that teach them it's okay to pull away? No, it teaches them that it costs to pull away. Can they afford it? It makes them ask the question, and it stimulates another part of their brain. Can I afford to pull away? There you go. Can I afford to pull away? No, I can't. I better make some tough decisions here. Okay. Hmm. How to date with a 7-month-old? The same way men do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Do you hear a man asking these questions? How to date with 7-year-old? Lie to get out the house, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Get you a babysitter. Wait till it's their weekend. Um, Take them to grandma's, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, Sure, men get very attached at the very first day and they don't know how to keep boundaries. They act like they own me. How can I date them and not get that much detached? Well, if someone gets that attached to you quickly and they think they own you, then they also own your bills that they need to pay. So make sure you hand them bills on the first day that they want to take ownership. Be like, here go my bills. You own me, you own them bills. Pay them. When you stop paying them, then that's when the ownership is up, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, and I mean all of them. If you ain't paying all them bills, you don't own all of me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Now, when women let men do that to them. They're like, if you're not giving me, if you're not gifting me, if you're not giving me any money, if you're not doing the most, then you don't. You may think you own something, but you don't own nothing. That's all in your mind. How do you get him to ask you to move in with him? Show up at his house. Okay. You never like the idea of asking for money, just enjoy natural generosity and gifting. Okay. Well, if you don't, okay, some women don't want to deal with certain men. Now, y'all might not realize this, but some men, women may not want to deal with them unless they're benefiting from them financially. You know, a lot of these men may not be their type. A lot of these men may be a lot older than these women, and they're not sitting there for free and generosity. You know what I'm saying? Some of these men know they got to pay just by the dynamic between the age or the looks of each person. But when the line is not that clear, and the man may be somewhat attractive, and the woman may be somewhat attractive, then that's when you wait for natural generosity, especially if the woman is not in need of the man's money. Um, but if there's a large age difference, if there's a large difference in how they look and how much money he makes versus how much she makes, that's a line. And it's expected almost for that man to pay for certain things if he wants her to be exclusive and take her off the market, you know? So it just depends. What if they want sex right after? Right after what? Then tell them you celibate. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You attract well-to-do men, but you never know what to say when they ask for your number. It's like you get uncomfortable and anxious, so I just say no, sorry. Well, it's not to me. That's just something you're gonna have to get, like get the courage for, and sometimes it just takes that over and over and over until you finally, like this is no big deal anymore, and then you'll be fine. Hmm. But dating a millionaire for 6 months, homes in multiple countries, visited them, introduced me to family, ex-wife taking him to court and says he needs space and deal needs a break. What to do? You sure that's his ex-wife or his wife? You know what? If the ex-wife is taken to court, it could be for child support, and she could be getting mad at what she sees or whatnot. And so I don't know. Like that's why he's taking a break, so she's less angry, perhaps. Um, that's why you got to be careful with who you date because if they have like a lot of exes or ex-wives or child support going or kids and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes if they see you living good and happy, or they see the man living good and happy, they'll be like, well, I need more. You know what I'm saying? So he shows you the court docs. Well, that's understandable. Did you look it up online yourself? Because sometimes they can have like fake stuff printed out online. Just make sure that's correct, and maybe she's taking him to court for more child support. So who knows? You said you're living with your sugar daddy. How do you tell him you want to live alone but still benefit from him? Tell him you've never lived alone and you just want to try it for a couple of months, but he can visit anytime, and then like slowly wean him off of wanting to visit all the time, and make sure he's still paying that that rent and stuff. Sure, can we use shyness and being demure to seduce, or is that out of the picture? Oh, you can use that. That's fine. It just depends on what kind of man it is. Honestly, if you're shy and demure, and this is where it gets kind of tough if that's not who you are naturally. That's for someone you don't want long term. Unless you're naturally shy and demure, then great. If you're not naturally shy and demure, that's a short term type of relationship. You know what I mean? That's a short term. That's like, okay, well, this is the act you're going to get so I can get what I want. But when they have to deal with the real version of you, um, that might be an issue. So if that's not how you are naturally, then make sure it's only a short term type of situation. Um, because you don't want to act shy and demure and then bust out with some crazy, over the top, exaggerated, version of yourself that's your normal version, and then they looking at you crazy. Why do men only stick with one girl when they know they can find better? I don't know. I think a lot of men who only stick with one girl, even though that they can find better, maybe they don't feel like they can find better, or they're just lazy. A lot of men be lazy after a certain point. They're like, you know what? I'll just take what I got because I'm too lazy right now to go out and find another. One. They'll find me. Shoot. And a lot of times, that happens. A lot of times, especially having online and emails and DMs and social media, it's easy for people to find each other. But at the same time, if they're not in a rush, if they're not, looking for anything in particular, when or if someone comes along that they're truly interested in, that's when they'll make their move. But in the meantime, why give up something when they don't have to? A lot of men think like that. They're not, it's like quitting a job before you get another one, or, you know, um, a lot of men think like that. It's like, I'm not leaving until I get another one. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mhm. So make sure you know that. You're weird if you don't know how you're going to get a rich man. Hopefully, some of them like weird chicks. Well, a lot of them do, but not in public. You know what I mean? Like, and it depends on what type of man and how they got their money. If they get their money by people pleasing and having to hold up an image, having a weird girl may not on their shoulder, I mean, on their arm in public is not going to help their image or their business. So you're going to have to find somebody that has their own money and doesn't have to people please or keep up an image. Your best friend went MIA on you after a fight, and neither of us have texted for 2 days now. He said, "Oh, your boyfriend." Okay, yes. He said he was overwhelmed and down. Demanded he didn't want to see me when I want to see him for a second. What to do? Message. Go see somebody else. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You know what I mean? Like, if that's your boyfriend, neither of us texted for 2 days. He said he was overwhelmed and demanded he didn't want to see me after and when I went to see. How old are y'all? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all sound like children. Okay. Say, how old are y'all? Because that sound like y'all young. Yeah, like if you're a weird woman, like I'm a little bit different. So you can't be a people pleaser or have a public image to maintain if you are going to go public with someone like me. You're just not gonna be able to do it because I'm all online. I got books called I Bring Nothing to the Table. I got thousands of videos up and things like that. Like you're not gonna be able to be the normal type of, money maker. You have to have your own stuff. You're not gonna be a people pleaser and worry about being canceled all the time. You can't be like that because a lot of people are very judgmental when it comes to who someone dates in their career. You said you my age? Well, then how old is he? You know? Honestly, I wouldn't worry about it. Unless you can replace him and he's replacing you, it doesn't matter, y'all. Y'all will be fine. They just needed some space. Why are many celebrities bothered when they have money, fame, and unlimited source of dating choices? I don't know why they're bothered, but I feel like a lot of pressure is put on people to maintain a certain image. If you got to hire a publicist and you got to watch what you say, and you can't really be like. That's why a lot of people like Kanye because he don't care. He just be talking. He say whatever he want. He don't worry about being canceled or whatnot. So he wouldn't care. But if you are someone that worries about that, then you're gonna be bothered if you're censored. Can rich men still chase a woman who isn't his type? Does that make sense? Unless they just chasing for the thrill. You're intellectual and spiritual. Men don't like intellectual talks. I know. Yeah, it's sad, but they don't. They just want. I don't know. Maybe they like intellectual talks with people that they're smarter than, or who don't have their own opinions, or can't elaborate more eloquently than they can. Sometimes they just want you to, nod and say, "Oh, that's very profound." So I think in order to talk like that, you need to find someone who actually is smarter than you and knows a lot more than you, so they're not intimidated. Hmm. What's your You see caring too much as being unclassy is goes hand in hand. Okay. Men want a woman with no arms and legs. What would you do if you found out that you're not your husband's type after y'all got married? Then he would find out that he wasn't my type either. Okay. Oopsie. You stay in here saying the same stuff, but it's true. I know, because it is. Like, first of all, you like before you marry someone, you know if you're in their type or not. You know by who they looking at behind your back, who they like on TV. You know if you they type or not. Who they ex looks like, etc., etc. If you're not paying attention, it's maybe you're too desperate to get married. But I think we know men's type just by observing. So if you weren't paying attention, if you didn't have access to know his type, if you didn't ask questions or didn't have access to see, the type of women he used to date, and you just went on what he told you or what he showed interest in, then that's understandable. But if you had, if you saw the types of women that he dated and you knew that you weren't his type, then he probably also knows that, he might even not even be your type. Y'all just might be trying to get married for some other reason. Okay. And sometimes people's types change once they get a taste of a certain type. Then they don't want that type no more. They're like, nah, I think I'm gonna change my type. Um, what is your favorite book for level up? I bring that to the table by SheRaSeven. Yeah, and go ahead and get that. Sprinkle. This is my favorite level up book because it is so true. Um, Okay. And the reason why I titled it that, because that's the dustiest question that a man can ask you. It alleviates all your problems in one answer. Like, if a man wants you to do this, this, and that, be this, and that, and you're not that already, then they don't want you for you. They want you to be something to represent them while they're expecting you to do more for them. What are they doing for you? You know, if I'm not the guest of honor, do not invite me. That's the message. If I'm not the guest of honor, if I gotta bring something, don't invite me, baby. Just keep it moving to the next chick. How to respond when men say their time is just as valuable as yours as a woman. Then start your a clock right here and tell him how much time he owes you for wasting time with that sentence. Ask him how many eggs he got left. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, how many eggs do you have left then? Uh-huh. How many eggs are you producing monthly? Then that should answer the question. How long does it take you to get ready and leave your house for a date? How much money do you spend, or how much time do you spend shopping to look good for some dusty dude to ask you what you bring to the table? How long do you spend getting ready to take a picture so some dusty can click like on it and get denied in the DMs? How much time is really valuable? Okay. How much time do you get ready? How much time do you spend getting ready so Barbara the Builder and Pink Misha can be all up in your DMs talking about, can you flip my taxes, baby? Okay. So don't ever even answer a stupid question. Your time is not as valuable as mine, sir. Okay. And if it is, then I don't want you anyway. You need to you need to have more free time, because if you don't, that means you want a clock somewhere working. You don't own your own, and you got to answer to somebody. And if your time is that valuable, then you can't afford me. Okay. What is your advice when going through a breakup? Have fun. Well, when I was younger, I'll say this. When I was younger, I would be out the same night. Go on to the next, back quick. But it's harder, I guess, as you get older, because you can't just do that because you have so many responsibilities, especially if you have kids and da, 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 da. But if you are single and you going through a breakup, girl, go out, have fun. Go get free drinks somewhere. Go let a bunch of dudes hit on you and get you your money, or get whatever stuff paid for. Get you some phone numbers, or give out your phone, or I don't know, however y'all doing it these days. But go have fun. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting around moping around the house, especially if I'm single. I'm out. It's time to celebrate and party and see what else is out there. You know what I'm saying? But as a woman, if you have to stay home with your kids and somebody broke up with you, you got to go find a babysitter and you got to get the energy to get up and go out. Da, 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 that's understandable. But make sure when you do get the time and energy and the babysitter and all that kind of stuff to go out, make sure you looking good and you going to the good places and you're not just, doing the least. Make the most of the situation. Hmm. I am not a married. You're not married to a man that you're not putting any effort into the relationship. If he starts messing up, we'll replace him quick. Okay. How do you get? How do you go about presenting to a man that you enjoy being invested in once he approaches me or says, "Huh?" That doesn't make a lot of sense. But if he likes you, he'll let you know. um, you said this woman is the embodiment of what's wrong with women today. Enter- Entertaining though, okay. And this Dusty is what's wrong with men today. They don't realize that they just exposed their weakness to a room full of women. Okay, there you go. If I'm what's wrong with most women, then you're what's wrong with most men. Go get your money up. Then no one will have a problem, including you. You won't be worried about what women think of you because you have too much money to be worried. You would stay unbothered because you have a nice wallet with a lot of money in it. And more money allows you to be more unbothered. So go figure that out. There you go. Just like the better a woman looks and the more money a woman has, the more unbothered she stays with these dusties. Okay. Like, and I don't think that anybody below the age of 25 should be doing the most and having the most money. Date within your league. You know, women who are 25 and looking at 25-year-old dudes to provide like a 50-year-old man, y'all need to just go for the 50-year-old man versus the 25-year-old because he ain't got the money like that. Uh-oh, sprinkle, sprinkle, love wins. How you doing? Sprinkle, sprinkle. So go where you can afford. Go where men can afford you. That's just it. Go where men are mature enough mentally to accept their role as protector and provider. Go where men are mature enough to give you the time and energy that it takes to maintain a relationship. You don't have to deal with people, especially dusty men or younger men who are still raising themselves or not fully developed mentally, or not financially stable enough to maintain a relationship with you. Go where you can find that. You're not always going to find that in these younger guys. And these younger guys are not going to realize that women aren't wasting their time with them because they're unable to mentally compare to a woman their own age, let alone provide for one. They're just going to have to get their money up, mature, and then go date someone. It's not always going to be a perfect fit with the same age. There's different levels of maturity. And so if your priority as a man is rushing home to play a video game and, you know, after you clock out, then what type of relationship is that to a woman? You know? When the same thing a woman is rushing home for, oh, well, maybe we can go out to a nice dinner, or maybe we could go for, drink somewhere, or maybe we could do this instead of popping on a couch to play some video games all night with some young dude who asking you for half the rent when it's time to pay bills. Who wants that? Nobody, unless they can't get in nothing else. You said all men acting up lately. Well, I don't know all men, so I couldn't say that. What is your advice if stuck between two men? Have them both. There you go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Don't be stuck. Just have. How many men have asked that question? What is your advice if you're stuck between two women? Men don't ask them questions. They just have them both. I'm just gonna do both until one of them find out about the other. Then I'm gonna pick the one that like me the most. That's just what people do. How can you leverage being a virgin? Marry someone that wants a virgin. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like honestly, y'all can't I can't tell you. I can't tell you that because I haven't been a virgin since I was a virgin. Okay, so don't ask me about that because I don't know. I'm gonna tell you how to get y'all money. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Today I went to freestyle in a rich area. I got a lot of compliments by men and women, but no numbers. What can I do differently? Keep going. A lot of times, people aren't gonna rush over to you. You're just gonna have to be persistent. Maybe you need to go out more to nicer places and get the hang of it and start to feel as if you belong there. And maybe your energy will be different, and people will pick up on that and want to, move to that next step of asking you for your number. But sometimes people go out to nice places and they're not confident enough, or they don't frequent those places often, and people can kind of pick up on that, and they're reluctant to, exchange information, especially if it's not a networking event, or they're not there for that reason. I'll suggest making more eye contact and seeing if that helps. Okay. What would you do if your boyfriend pays all the bills but has zero affection? Get another one and keep him paying the bills? Have two? You have been wanting to ask you to do another Jezebel video. Um, I think the one, I don't know if I haven't even watched the old one, so I'd have to rewatch it to make sure I don't say the same thing and I expound upon it. But I usually try to, do stuff that's relevant. But I'm gonna have to go soon because I do have to go somewhere. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Everybody who donated, I appreciate you. Y'all hit the like button if y'all didn't donate, or donate now before I go. Ask you a little question, get it in real quick. If y'all want to donate later because y'all just thinking about me, 'cause y'all love me so much, you know my cash app, Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, wait, that ain't it. Hold on. Dollar sign instead of four. Okay, gotta put the dollar sign. Oh, thank you, Kayla. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate that. Thank you, girl. How old is too old for sugar daddy? What if he's too old but pays for almost everything? If he paying for almost everything, he ain't too old. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Make make sure he pay for everything if you think he too old. There you go. They say pick the first. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all later. I gotta go. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. Sprinkle, sprinkle, or Dill D. How to go from taking things slow to want a girlfriend? Um, the more you invest in a woman financially, the more serious she thinks you are. And so I would say it's very important to make sure that you keep that going and making sure that she sees how serious you are. If you mess up, now let me tell you something. If you mess up, all that investment is not going to count. So make sure you don't mess up either. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. I'll see y'all later.